Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Reverend William Holdipp from Faith Deliverance Center, Smith Hill, in the island of Bermuda. Today we would like to speak to you out of the book of Genesis, chapter 19. We are going to read verse 4 and verse 5. It states, "But before they lay down, the man of the city, even the man of Sodom, compassed her round about, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called to Lot and said to him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them." And in Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22, it is quoted, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind, it is abomination." My friend, God forbids the unnatural perverted act of homosexuality according to Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 22. Note that God declares that homosexuality is detestable, disgusting, repugnant, repulsive, and abomination. Homosexuality is a perversion of sex and a natural act. God gave man a sexual organ and a woman a sexual organ, each made for the other. The organ of man was not made for another man, neither was the woman's organ made for another woman. Men and women were made to fit together and to share together. Note the word abomination is a word of strong disapproval. It means extreme dislike, to hate, abhor, detest, to feel contempt and nausea toward. In Romans chapter 1, verse 26 to 28, Paul wrote, "For this cause God gave them up unto wild affections." Even the women did change the natural use to that which is against nature. Likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another. Man by man working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of the error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. My friend, Sodom was located at the northern tip of the Dead Sea, and the ruins are thought to lie under the sea today. The city was destroyed because of sin, especially the sin of sexual perversion. Genesis chapter 13, verse 13. Genesis chapter 18, verse 20. Genesis chapter 19, verse 13 and 14. You see, the sin for Sodom is known as homosexuality. In fact, the sin of homosexuality was so common in Sodom that it has become proverbial sodomy. Sodomy, homosexuality, and other forms of sexual perversion is referred to throughout Scripture when sin and judgment are the subject. The following is said about the sin of Sodom. It is a sin that made men very wicked and sinful. In Genesis 13:13, "But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly." It is forbidden by law. In Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17, "Thou shalt no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. It was a sin committed by some in Israel. In 1 Kings chapter 14, verse 24, and there were also sodomites in the land. They did according to all the abominations of the nation which the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. It was one of the enslaving sins of the ancient world, a sin that led to all forms of unrighteousness. In Romans chapter 1, verse 26, 27, and verse 32, it is recorded, for this cause God gave them up unto wild affection. For even that women did not change the natural uses of that which is against nature, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the women burned in their lives one toward another, men with men, working their which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of the error which was meet, who knew the judgment of God, that David commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. It was a sin that debased and cheapened religion. In 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 7 is recorded, and he broke down the houses of the Sodomites by the house of the Lord. The women were hanging hangings for the grove. The following said about the judgment of Sodom and of Sodomites or homosexuals. They were judged purified of sin. In 1 Kings chapter 15 and verse 12, and he took away the Sodomites out of the land and removed all the idols that his father had made. In 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 46, and the remnant of the Sodomites which remained in the days of his father also he took out of the land. Verse said the house of the Lord was purified of the sin. In 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 7, and he broke down the houses of the Sodomites that were by the house of the Lord. The women were hangings for the grove. The judgment of Sodom is a picture of the future judgment, the judgment yet to come. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Matthew 10, verse 15. For the same day that went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven, and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. Luke chapter 17, verse 29 to 30. God bless you, and God be with you is a prayer of our heart.